Bem-vindos a mais um capítulo do mistério que envolve os objetos voadores não identificados, os OVNIs. Hoje, mergulharemos na impressionante saga de David Grusch, um ex-oficial da Força Aérea dos Estados Unidos, que ousou revelar segredos obscuros e enfrentar desafios extraordinários. David Grusch, um ex-oficial condecorado e oficial de inteligência, chocou o mundo ao fazer uma ousada alegação em uma entrevista exclusiva ao News Nation.
Seems that Grusch is saying the government leaked his personal medical information to smear him and discredit his claims that he made against them. Joining us now is the man who interviewed him for that News Nation special, Ross Coulthart. It's good to have you, Ross. Thank you for doing this.
Good to be here, Chris.
So, Ross, tell us, what is the nature of the information that has come out, and why do we believe that it had to come from someone in government?
Okay, so earlier today, David Grusch received an approach from a news magazine, an online news magazine called The Intercept. They're doing their jobs, that's fine. They've been fed information. The problem is the information that they've been fed is information that David had already privately disclosed to us and actually volunteered in his interview with me. It was a section of the interview that didn't go to air. But basically, he discussed with us when I asked him whether there was any dirt that anybody could drag out to try to discredit him. He barely thought this was worth mentioning, but he acknowledged that he'd suffered from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, when he returned from Afghanistan. David served his country honourably and with distinction. He's a decorated officer. And unfortunately, when he came back from Afghanistan, like a lot of men in your country and in mine, he struggled with the demons of what he'd seen in combat. And at one time, he wouldn't mind me telling you this, he was suicidal. And his lovely wife was so concerned about him that at one stage she did call the police because there were guns in the house and she wanted to make sure he was protected. And in the end, David was taken to a local hospital, given the treatment that he needed. And indeed, this is the most important thing, Chris, the intelligence community and the Defence Department clearly accepted that there was no issue because he was allowed to keep his security clearance, and he continued to serve his country honourably. Now, there was, in the documents that were prepared at the time, there was a thing called a temporary detention order, which transferred him to a medical psychiatric unit, an inpatient program, where he got the treatment that he needed. And this is a document that would be, if the media had done the right thing, it would be in his police department file, in the county sheriff's office. But Dave has checked today because he assumed that the journalist had done his homework and just asked the local sheriff for the files. The sheriff has confirmed it did not come from him. The only other place that had this information is the intelligence community. Dave's personal files inside the intelligence community, where quite properly, when anybody is security assessed, things like this have to be looked at. And somebody inside the intelligence community leaked it.
Ele revelou a existência de um programa secreto de recuperação de OVNIs pelo governo dos Estados Unidos. Mas essas alegações não vieram sem controvérsias. As revelações de Grusch lançaram luz sobre um tema há muito tempo envolto em mistério e especulação. O mundo se dividiu entre curiosidade e ceticismo, enquanto a narrativa dos OVNIs assumia uma reviravolta pessoal e preocupante. Em um momento de reviravolta, os registros médicos de David Grusch foram vazados, desencadeando uma batalha pela sua própria credibilidade. O jornalista investigativo Ross Coulthart levanta a hipótese de que essa divulgação foi orquestrada para minar Grusch, um esforço calculado para questionar sua integridade. Mas quem é David Grusch? Um ex-oficial da Força Aérea que enfrentou desafios de saúde mental após servir no Afeganistão. Apesar dessas lutas, sua autorização de segurança nunca foi comprometida. Sua determinação em enfrentar as adversidades demonstra sua força e coragem. As revelações de Grusch não estão isoladas. Elas fazem parte de uma narrativa mais ampla, que abrange décadas de discussões sobre OVNIs e os possíveis esforços do governo para esconder a verdade. O recente reconhecimento de avistamentos de OVNIs pela Marinha dos EUA e o relatório do Escritório do Diretor de Inteligência Nacional, ODNI, aumentaram ainda mais o interesse e a especulação. No cerne dessa história, está um homem que desafia o desconhecido, enfrenta adversidades e se recusa a ser silenciado. David Grusch, um exemplo vivo de coragem e perseverança. Nossa exploração dos mistérios dos OVNIs nos lembra que a busca pela verdade vai além das fronteiras da ciência. Ela é uma jornada de humanidade, dignidade e resiliência. Obrigado por nos acompanhar nesta jornada intrigante. Não deixe de se inscrever e ativar o sino para mais conteúdo fascinante. Até a próxima!